Welcome to Oregon Legal Center's video series on estate planning. My name is Richard Noble, and the topic for today's video is durable power of attorney. A durable power of attorney is an essential document that you would sign when you do an estate plan with Oregon Legal Center. What it does is it would authorize someone who you trust to sign legal documents where your signature would be required, but where you're not able to sign the document. For example, it could be used if you were out of the state. They're often used when people are in the military, for instance. The soldier's away and the spouse at home has to sign, say, some documents pertain to their house, like a deed or a mortgage application or something like that, and the husband or the spouse who's serving can't be there. Well, he could or she could sign a durable power of attorney and give that document to the wife, authorizing the wife to sign their name when they couldn't do so. It's also used in a situation where a person becomes incapacitated. Say your spouse has a stroke or develops Alzheimer's disease and really can't take care of their own business. With a durable power of attorney, you could go to a financial institution or to or say a title company, and where normally the signature of the spouse who is disabled would be required, you could, if you had their power of attorney, sign your name in a place where their name would normally be required. So you can see there are many situations where it would be very helpful to have a durable power of attorney. The durable power of attorney sets out who you want to be able to sign your name. That person's called the attorney in fact. And then the document goes on and lists a number of situations where this could come up. For instance, say the Social Security Administration or the Internal Revenue Service or the Post Office, for instance. And the reason why the power of attorney is so detailed is that what we try and do is anticipate the various situations where you might have to use that power of attorney and specifically mention them. And we've found over the years that if you are very specific, when you go then, say, to the post office, and if the power of attorney specifically talks about you being authorized to act at the post office, then you're more likely to have the power of attorney work in the situations when you want it to work. Sometimes powers of attorneys don't work. Often a financial institution might have a problem with it. And so we advise our clients who, especially if you know in advance that you're going to have a problem with a financial institution, that you just ask them to send you their form of a power of attorney, and you could have your spouse sign, as long as your spouse is still capable of signing, you could sign it in advance so that you'd be sure to know that if your spouse became disabled, that power of attorney would work with that particular institution. But in general, the powers of attorneys do work pretty well, and they're a very useful tool to have if you run into a situation where your spouse has become disabled. One thing to note, though, they only work while somebody is alive. Once somebody passes away, a power of attorney is not effective anymore, and you really then have to actually get appointed as the personal representative of the estate if you're going to be dealing with financial institutions. Well, I hope that this has been helpful to you to understand what a power of attorney is, and I look forward to seeing you at Oregon Legal Center.